think. There you go. I did it to you again.
You did. I decided to remain tactfully quiet.
I know, so going to hell. I'm so going to hell. Hello. Welcome, folks, to Workbench Live with Festa and Foxx for
Hello.
the wonderful guys over at eModels.co.uk,
Your one-stop shop for all your model-making needs.
There you go, folks.
Oh,
Very tuneful. We're both, dare I say it, we are both slightly mischievous today, aren't we, dear?
Mm-hmm.
We're
both made of meat.
We've proper been behaving, Muse, like 5-year-old children, love. We've been a bit of a gaggle.
Yeah.
So, and we are continuing on. Beyblades of goodness, Beyblades of goodness.
Beyblades of goodness.
Yeah, look at my tubularity.
Ooh, mine's a smaller yet equally adorable tube.
Hey mate, we've got our tubes out. What can I say? So on that note, let's have a quick gander at the chatty kids and see who we've got in. He says, scrolling up. If you can let me know that audio and video is coming out well as well, I'll be more than happy. First up, we got me and Fox saying good evening to everyone. So good evening.
Hello, me and Fox.
The lovely Marcy is in waving at everyone. Cue the wave.
Hey, Marcy.
Hi, Marcy. Huggy kins.
Hello, everybody.
Hugs have been issued. Sprewing glues in our good friend David. He's saying hi to Festa and Foxx. Hiya, chat. Hello, David.
Goodly eventide.
The wonderful, delectful and truly delightful Lee Eagles is in, saying hi, everyone. Hello, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
How you doing, mate?
Has he been paying you or something? Is he on a retainer?
Yes. Lee's the fella that sent me a rather beautiful 1/8 scale Jaguar E-Type that I'm going to be building over the winter months.
Oh, that's delightful and delectable, that is. What a lovely chap. I always said I liked the Eagles.
Absolutely. This is Fox creeping now.
I don't know. I'm just breaking comedy moments.
Kipper's in. Matthew Wald saying evening, ladies. Hello, Kipper. Hope your interview went all right today. And the fingers are crossed for you, mate. Mm-hmm. So, hope it went all right, mate, and that you flattered them. Let me know who they are so I can send them an offer they can't refuse and you'll start Monday. Jackie's in, saying evening, gents. Hello, Jackie. Hello, how are you? And all of that. Jeff Light is in. A very good evening, Cole Fox and everyone in chat. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Love to you and the beautiful Maggie. Hope you're both all right. James the Retro Rabbit is in, says, hi everyone, I'm stuck at home today because the city decided without any warning to cut a giant hole in the road in front of my driveway. So much fun. Happy days, mate.
On the plus side, it means he doesn't have to go to work and work on the Jaguar.
Absolutely. What you need to do, mate, is Photoshop a couple of tin signs with a fictitious date of this work is going to last a week. Sit back and put your feet up, send a photo to your boss and go, oh, happy days.
I'd be like, ooh, video game time.
Absolutely. Get your quote ready. Jeff Light is in saying audio and video is good. Thank you very much.
Jeff Light doesn't get quotes. No, Jeff Light doesn't get quotes.
No, it's the one below it, you dick. I was trying to make you out to look good then, but you've ruined it now.
Oh, I've ruined it now. Hang on. I wasn't ready.
I wish you didn't go into Fox mode and be all pedantic.
No, I didn't see him there.
Yes, look down, dear. Candygram for Mongo's in, saying, I have Festa Fox, Barcy, Dave Lee, Matthew, Jacqueline, Jeff, and James.
There is no doubt that right hemisphere intuitive thinking may perceive patterns and connections too difficult for the left hemisphere.
There you go. For future reference, when I say get the quote ready, it's because he's in the chat, dear.
I didn't see his guy. I just saw Jeff and was like,
honestly, Jeff. This is what he's like tonight. I wish me luck. No wonder I've got no hair. Stefan Last is in, says, good evening, or good evening, Stefan. How are you doing? And Matthew says, I've got the job. I start a week on Monday. Get in, my son.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. If I had one of those party poopers, just
party poopers.
Party poppers, that's the word, Athol is in. Audio and video is okay, by the way. I am in, so evening all. Oh, yeah, we've just been waiting for your royal presence to arrive there, Athol. We've just been killing time, mate. Yeah, we can get on now. Dudley's is in. Dudley's Scout Model Cars saying hello. Hello, Dudley. How are you, mate? Good to see you back at the bench, mate. And, we'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah, that's that, mate. So, how's you? How's your mum? And before that, in the chat, don't forget, what's in the bench? What's on the bench? What's in your belly? And what is your beverage of choice?
Nearly.
Yeah.
Before I answer your question, don't forget, folks, if you're watching this embedded on the eModels website or anywhere else, come and join the live chat as we've just been going through it. If you want to join the live chat, click the YouTube icon. You've got me doing it now.
I know.
YouTube icon in the bottom right-hand corner to carry on watching on YouTube, where you can join the live chat. If you are in the chat, please keep it clean and family-friendly, because it is a stream for emodels.co.uk. And don't forget, please don't discuss other model retailers in the chat, because that's not
absolutely. I was going to say that bit, but he jumped in. But hey, yeah.
Well,
Ashley Swan is in. Says hello, Fox and Festa. Welcome, Ashley. How are you? Hope you're keeping well.
Welcome. Yes. To answer the question, yes, I'm fine. Mama Wolf is fine, and I will be doing some sanding and then sponge chipping tonight.
Oh, there you go. Do you like peas?
I like peas.
There you go. Just thought I'd get that out of the way. Straight in with a belly and bench is David. He says belly, hot buttered toast, French. Bench even is a Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought. There you go.
Ooh, yes, very nice.
Have you some of that, my son?
How are you, Festa? How are you, and how is Mama Festa?
All right. I've got eyes that look like E.T. at the moment because I've been and had my, what's his name, screening today, my glaucoma screening.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been and had that today because, So I'm slightly dilated, but I can see in zoom mode, so it's quite interesting.
So today's the day to paint all the tiny things.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing the rather large tracks, because this is Festa brains.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm fine and dandy, oh mate.
Jolly good.
I am
Jolly good.
definitely doing a bit on the Baneblade. I'm going to be doing a bit of higgledy-piggledy, and then I'll spin her upside down and do a bit on the tracks tonight.
Lovely jubbly.
Making sure when I've painted it that I don't stand it the right way up and have two track lines going straight across the cutting there.
Oh, you will. You will.
So, yeah.
Now.
And you're doing a bit of spong chipping, ain't you? See what I did there?
Spong chipping. I like that, spong. That's a difficulty with the word spong. If you spong someone, you can say they've been sponged, but it looks like sponged, and you can't get away with that.
Can't get away with it, can you?
I'll be doing some sponge chipping, but before I do, I need to dough like you did and sand my decals, and for that, I will be using some God Hand. See that? There's a bit of product placement there.
Oh, God, he's in pimp mode, isn't he?
Yep, it's some God Hand sponge strips. I've got some 1,800 and 600 from the 2mm GHKS2 A3B pack. Yeah, so there you go.
Dear.
So I'm going to be using these. I'm going to start with the 800. Oh, no, we'll start with the 1,000.
He scored some God Hands, folks. He scored some God Hands. Get in there, my son.
Well, got to do it. It's an eModel stream. Got to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start sponging these decals. Fade them a little bit like you did.
Absolutely. Ashley Swan says, belly, burger and chips. Oh, gets in. Bench
Nice and simple.
is a Bellicerus coal.
Yep.
Marcy says, what's that? She's going to be having some stuffed peppers later. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Athol says, belly is a quiche Lorraine with bacon bits covered in barbecued sauce, beverage banana milk, and bench is a burner bomber. Happy days.
Jolly good. Right, 1,000 grit might be too much. I'll have to go bigger or smaller. Finer.
Yeah. Yeah, I went really, really, really fine because I didn't want to go too mad, and Captain Heavy Fingers still managed to spong a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, I think 10,000.
Yeah.
Grit.
Marcy's going to be right back. No worries, Marcy. I'll pause for a minute and wait until you come back, darling.
Yeah, we'll just stop the stream. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So for that, I will use a different set of God Hand sponges.
Oh, God, he has. Yeah, big box of God hand, big box of God hand.
Yeah. I'll be using the 33 something special pack with the numbers.
If you're going to sell something, Fox, at least do your research, mate.
Well, I could, but it's all in Japanese and I forgot what this one's called. I think it's the Special Assortment Pack. KSSP. Which is lots of little tiny little bits of sanding sponge.
He had one job.
Well, I thought the other one would be all right, you see. And it turned out it wasn't. And I've got to get them out of the package in such a way that I can get them back in again for when I film about them.
Yeah.
Because they're very nicely packed.
Right, that's a bit of that.
So what's your plan for these tracks then, young fellow?
Same as what we did on the Lehman Russ, mate. Yeah, it's a bit of Dawnstone, a bit of Fenrisian, a bit of Russ, and a bit of whatever that is, Dark Reaper, and a bit of Thunderhawk Blue. There you go. That's all the paints, and then it'll be track washed.
Cool.
Have I missed anything out?
I don't know.
There you go.
Possibly. It's been a long time since I did any tracks.
Absolutely. Guess you sat and watched that episode last night.
Yeah, I will be doing something similar.
Because I couldn't remember for the life of me, mate. It was like...
I'm the same. I'll like figure out a technique or something and then I'll just completely forget how to do it like the next day.
Yeah. Oh, how many times have you had to go back into your channel to watch a video on how you did an effect?
Many times.
Yeah, and it's like...
It is true.
This is all the things we don't normally admit to, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, you might wonder why we've sanded our decals, and it's partly to make them fade a little bit so they blend into the paint and look worn, and also it helps to get rid of the shiny film a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, that'll go away when they get matte varnish and everything else and weathered, but it doesn't do any harm.
Yeah, it's just nice to get shot of it because it sticks out like blind cobbler's thumb, doesn't it? You know?
I think 10,000 might be a bit too little. Let's try something else.
I'll endeavour, he says, to stay on camera as much as possible. But this is the fiddly stage we're in now, so we are going to be moving the Baneblades around quite a bit on screen to see all the different bits we need to get to.
Yeah, we need to be able to look at our bits.
So we will endeavour to try to keep on camera. There you go, a little bit of Festus Fluids.
Ew.
Kev Sid says, evening, Colin Fox, chicken Kiev, and new pots and peas. Peas, he likes peas.
I like peas.
Edge sorting out and setting up my new PC with cameras and Yeti mic. Now chilling and watching on the big telly. Happy days.
Big telly.
Big telly. Big telly of goodness. Big telly
It's the way to watch.
There you go. A little bit of Festus Fluid. Fraser Green is in, says AO chaps. Hello, Fraser.
Hey, Fraser.
How are you, buddy? Lovely to see you.
Hello, my friend.
Yeah, welcome, most welcome to our wonderful world of, madness.
Willkommen auf dem Stream. Let's go down to 4,000 grit.
Look at you with all your grits.
Well, these GW decals are quite sturdy,
Quite a hardy
aren't they?
decal, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do rate like Games Workshop decals up there with like
Cartograph.
the good stuff. That's it. Like Cartograph, but more heavier dutier.
Yeah. But yeah, they do need a how can we say, a slightly persuasionary mode with the sanding.
Oh, there goes a big chunk of my decal. Hey, I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
That'll just become a paint chip later on, though, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So maybe I was being a bit too aggressive.
Yeah. That was that bit when I was, don't do what I did and lean on it a bit and, because it will spong a bit, it will spong a bit off.
Oh, there goes a piece of plastic off my machine gun. Fudge. I knew that would come off.
You did well there, cleaning that up.
Yeah.
I'm
I
proud.
knew that would come off. It's the little ammo crate lid. I knew that would come off because it was always being a bit feisty.
Yeah.
I shall leave that off till later. No plastic back on yet.
Jeff Light says, Belly a little earlier was a king-size pasty and beans. Pasty and beans. I want a pasty now. Bench a little earlier, 35th AS90 SPH. beverage is currently a nice chilled orange squash. There you go.
I really want a pasty now.
Kev is also saying not to forget hello to everyone in chat land. Yeah, we can't forget the chat.
Can you guess what I don't have any of?
Pasties, beans. Yeah.
Pasties, yeah. Oh, beans, actually.
Yeah, I don't like pasties.
Or Eccles cakes. Gosh,
don't. Still haven't forgiven them for that. That's all right. Birthday tears. That's what we're all about.
That is the worst thing to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Stefan says, Belly, nothing active. Belly, a huge baguette with ham, cheese and lettuce, a beverage, fizzy water. Get in.
Fizzy water.
If I remember Wednesday, it's bangers and mash night.
I was going to say it's bangers and mash for you on a Wednesday.
Bangers and mash, boom, boom, boom. Bangers and mash, boom, boom, boom. Bangers and mash. Bangers and mash, boom.
Bangers and mash and beans or gravy?
No, it'll be both. Beans and gravy.
Yeah, good lad.
Because I get to do a gravy moat.
That's true, because you've got to do the gravy. You've got to make the island, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, got to make the island, and then you make all of this stuff, and then you mix all the beans in the mash because, yeah. Mm-hmm. With a hearty spoon of English mustard.
Exactly. And if you were really lucky, there'd maybe be a little beef burger in there somewhere as well.
Yeah. Oof. So, yeah. Bobby, she's used to mock my English mustard mash concoction until she tried it. Then she was like, oh.
No way, man. English mustard is the business.
So, yeah.
There's no other mustard you should have. Anybody that has like Dijon mustard and other poncy stuff like that. No.
Yeah.
English mustard is the way forward. Other mustards just don't even get in the door.
Yeah, they're an irrelevance, aren't they?
I'd like to come in, please. Are you English mustard? No, then you're not coming in. Goodbye.
Yeah, you can't come in.
Your name's not on the list. What's on the list? Just says English mustard.
Absolutely.
It is the order of things.
So, what is darker? That's the darkest one, so we'll slap that on the end.
Slap it on the end.
Athol is saying evening to Kev and Jackie, who are now frantically waving at their screen, going, hi, Athol, and they're smiling and all of that lot. And then Kev looks at Jackie and goes, he can't see us, love. Kev saying hello to Athol as well. Has Fox dropped out? Yeah, he has. He'll be back in a sec. There you go.
That was odd.
Yeah, there you go. I thought he had gone quiet. I'm sitting here rattling away. Yeah. There you go.
That was odd.
Definitely not my end, mate. Just saying.
No. Don't know what that was all about.
Yeah. Your gremlin is back.
Little devil.
Retro says bench, PB and raspberry jam sandwich, and brioche bread. Yeah. Bench, nothing. Yeah. Not in the mood. There you go.
Thing is, when you're not in the mood to do any building or painting, there's no point forcing it.
If you're not in the mood, don't even force it.
Yeah.
Because you're only clag it.
Yeah, you just get grunge. You want to get grudge building, and that's rubbish.
Yeah, that's when mistakes happen, mate.
Yeah. When it all goes a bit wrong.
Yeah, we speak from experience because we've all done it.
Mm-hmm.
Retro says Fox was doing his best black hole impression. Haha, yeah.
Hey, Con, I'll tell you what, mate.
What?
These God hand sanding sponges that are small in the assortment pack, they're really good for getting into tight little corners because you can bend them.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't important enough to get any.
You'll get some. Yeah.
He says, sulking, flailing his arms and legs around like a 3-year-old child.
Nothing new there, then.
Yeah, no, but yeah. See, it's all because I'm not a guru. That's what it is.
So they just haven't arrived yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they are really good, though, for getting into little crooks and things.
Athol says Coleman's mustard is best, Jeff, followed by a Bat's mustard from Aldi. Yeah, mustard powder, though, Athol. You've got to get mustard powder and make it your own because you can do the super strong, super thick stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. in a bowl, and then you decant the bowl into a ye olde Branston pickle jar. And and it comes out just like restaurant mustard.
I didn't even know you could still get mustard powder.
Yeah, you still get mustard powder, mate. Yeah, you got to make it yourself. So much better.
I wonder if you can still get camp coffee.
Yeah, in the tall, skinny, square bottles.
Yeah, I have no memory of actually what it was like, but
it was a bit rich, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was only like a little kid when I probably last had some.
Yeah,
we had a jar of it, or a bottle of it in the kitchen.
Yeah, had a bit of fire in its belly, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Right. So that's those done. That's what I was missing. See, I knew there was something missing.
What were you missing, Spud?
Me big water.
Yeah.
Pot of waterness. See, I knew.
Yes.
I thought I had everything set up.
Yes, if you're sanding your decals like we are, and you do something like that where a big chunky decal comes out, don't panic, because you can either touch it in with a bit of painting, or like I will do, I'll just put a dirty great load of paint chips there, as if something's pinged off the side of the turret and taken it away, because that's the whole point.
Weathering's your friend.
If you're doing a model that's got chipping and stuff like that, then that's the beauty of it. You can cover up things like that, so don't panic too much if you scrape a decal away. It's not the end of the world.
It's a happy little accident, and we all have them, as Bob Ross would say.
Yeah. This is why I like doing models with weathering and chipping, because you can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
If it was going to be a pristine factory fresh, I'd be like, well, I mean, I wouldn't be doing this anyway, but...
You could beat the devil out of it. See what I did?
Yeah. I see what you did there. Beat the devil out of it.
And paint a squirrel and a little shed and a water wheel.
Yeah, what was it called? Peapod. Peapod the squirrel.
Yeah, I cleaned that up, because normally I call it something else, but...
Yeah.
I can't today. I've got to be professional.
Yeah, you can't be Captain Wrong Words on an eModel share.
No, I've got to be good.
I was dreaming last night, actually, that I was in some office building, and it was one of those dreams where I need to get to a specific point, but then the entire dream is walking around this endless office of random rooms where I can't quite get right to the right room.
Oh, right, yeah.
But then at one point, I was like trying to catch these little mice that were running around so I could put them outside. But one of the mice was like a giant guinea pig, because of course it was. And then there was a lot of guinea pigs. I was outside and it was all guinea pigs everywhere.
Okay, that was a weird one then.
Yeah, I woke up and I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
what just happened? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure the message on that one, but guinea pigs are cool, I suppose. I'm not going to complain, but...
We used to have guinea pigs when we was kids. Guinea pigs. I don't know whether they're still a thing, whether you can still...
Guinea pigs, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, but...
Went to my local PetSmart a few months ago for something. Oh no, good, that's a year ago, because I was getting birdseed.
Yeah.
And they've still got the like little enclosure with like millions of like chinchillas and guinea pigs and all kinds of things in it.
Yeah, I didn't know whether pets was still a thing in the PlayStation world, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There were all these kids like squid, and it's like I walk past and I'm like, I've just internally squeed it to the maximum level, because there's so many little round fluffy things risen around. I'm like, oh, that's so gorgeous. They're all so adorable.
Yes, Jeff Coleman still do mustard powder, he says. Yes, they do, mate. That's what H does. Just gives me a pot of mustard powder. So I just make my own.
Yep. The only thing where powdered versions is rubbish is gravy. As I was saying to Colin before we went live, I ordered chippy the other day, and I got all my chippy food, and I ordered a pot of their tartar sauce because it's really nice. They have this really sweet flavoured, like Hellman's tartar sauce tastes like cardboard, but theirs is really sweet. So a pot of their tartar sauce with all my chippy and fish and sausage and stuff, and a pot of gravy. So I could split the chip shop gravy, proper northern chip shop gravy. And when it turned up, I had a pot of the tartar sauce and a pot of mushy peas, and I'm like, oh dear. This is an untoward situation. So I had to make my own gravy on my fish and chips and sausage, and it's not the same. When you really want fish and chip shop gravy and you have to just make Bisto grits now, it's not.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, it's bland. It's just flavoured water.
Yeah, the Bobbin says it all makes sense when you're asleep. Absolutely. Atol says, yes, Fox Camp Coffee has chicory addition to it. And yes, Colin, have both jars of Coleman's and a big tin of mustard powder. Yeah, got it, mate. Oh, yeah. It's got a kick to it.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. Get some mustard powder. For some reason in this dream, I was specifically looking for a Ferengi calculator. I don't know why.
Okay.
I'd left it on my desk and it was gone. I'm like, well, I couldn't. The guy sat opposite me. I couldn't use his, so I had to go and find it. But then I was going around the office in all these different rooms, looking for this. And then suddenly I was naked, and then I was wearing, like, I don't know, a tutu and sort of weird things.
Okay, things I didn't need to know.
Oh, no, nothing got untoward. It was just like, like, right, I need to find some clothes. And I put some clothes on, but I was wearing weird stuff like, I don't know, weird clothes.
Marcy says something with gravy does sound rather good. It does, doesn't it, Marcy?
Chip shop gravy is the best.
Oh, yeah.
If any of you not in the UK ever come to the UK, and specifically anywhere up north or near where Colin lives, because he's the only place down south, you won't beat chip shop gravy.
Absolutely. I'm lucky because our local chippy comes from up north, so you get proper northern gravy. Yeah,
you get anywhere like Birmingham and further down south than Birmingham, and it's just all like you get curry sauce, but they don't do gravy. So how can you have chips and no gravy? That's not real.
Yeah, that's sacrilege.
Yeah, you need chips and gravy. It's a whole meal in a can. Chips, gravy. If it's two words separated by then you know they go together really well.
Yeah.
Chips and gravy.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who puts a proper and in there, you know you're not going to get authentic gravy.
No, it's chips, sausage, mash.
Yeah.
Bubble, squeak.
Yeah. Pie, mash, and liquor.
Yeah. Eric, earn.
Yeah. Well, we don't even get the It's pie, mash, liquor. Free,
Pie, mash, liquor.
Yeah, because it's like, punctuation. We don't do punctuation. We're Londoners.
Yeah. Now, if you're a Ponzi Londoner, you just say PML and then get hit and slapped, and then you have to go and leave.
Yeah, so he has to have a southern dig there. It's like, okay, all right.
No, I'm saying if you're a Ponzi Southerner, would you say PML rather than Panache?
Yeah, you would be, yeah.
Would you escort it off the premises?
Yeah, you'd be politely reminded that,
That's not how we do things around here.
Yeah, you'd be given a prescription of man-up pills, and
showing the error of your ways.
Yeah. All right, here goes. Darken that down a tad. That's better. Absolutely, that's a good tip, Al. You see, if you ever fancy a relaxing bath and you have a cold, tip in a little bit of mustard powder and enjoy the soak. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Don't forget, folks, these standing sponges are available.
I know.
Right now.
He's good, isn't he?
eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for how much, Colin?
All of them. All your model making needs.
All of them.
Not some of them.
All of them.
But all of them.
Yeah. And if I get the sponging done tonight, I might even get some of the paintbrushes out.
Good sales segue there, Fox. I am so impressed.
Yep.
This is why you're the guru.
I can hear James and Pete, mate, doing a little squeeze every time I try and pimp something. Ooh, you're doing it again.
There you go. Oh, pardon me.
I can't stand with my left hand. I just can't do it.
No, my left hand is just an attachment on the end of my wrist that isn't really useful for anything, to be honest.
No, if I try my left hand, it just goes...
Yeah.
I just kind of suggest it smooths out rather than actually sanding it.
Yeah, it's very lame.
But it is a handy thing to do, folks. I say I never really did it, but I used to do it a little bit, and then I stopped. And watching Colin doing his the other week, I'm like, I should do that again. And it's a good thing to do, because if you've got like a very shiny decal, for example, and you're not 100% certain that when you end up matte varnishing your model, it's going to get rid of the shine, or if you're not going to be matte varnishing your model, it's a great way just to get rid of that shiny film from around the edge very gently.
It's subtle.
Yeah, and then when you do your weathering or your oil paint weathering or enamels, or you do a matte varnish at the end, it'll just make it look even more painted on. So if you've got a really thick, stodgy decal, like a Tamiya decal, you've got to be careful, though, because you don't want to burn through the decal and knacker it, but if you're gentle enough, you can... What am I using now? I'm using 4000 grit. What did you use on yours? Can you remember?
2, 4, and 6, if I remember rightly. And then went over it with a buffing pad.
Because, you know, your paint layer will be tough enough to take a little tiny bit of sand in. The tiny amount you need just to get the decal less shiny.
Yeah.
And if you're building a Millennium Falcon, it's also a good way of taking a bright red decal on the panelwork and making it look faded.
Exactly.
It makes big coloured decals look more faded and less like they're just a decal.
I do it on my patinaed trucks and things like that.
Yep.
With the decals, fade them right down so it looks like they've worn off over time.
Yeah, it doesn't really show that much on white decal, but if you've got a coloured patch, it just takes that brightness away and, like Cole says, adds it into the patina. So give it a try next time. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Oh no, I'm sending my decal and now I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
Kevin says fish chips and mushy peas. Gravy's the best. Washed down with a pint of blackened ham. The old football special before kick-off. Yeah. Yeah, mine was double pie mash and liquor. And, a big, thick mug, proper mug of builder's tea, mate. It was,
Still never had liquor.
Yeah.
Can you actually buy, like...
No, you make it. It's like a savoury parsley sauce.
Yeah, I need ingredients and so I can make some.
Yeah, it's online. Google is your friend, dear.
Yeah, but that's just Google. I could be an American writing that, or a child.
Yeah, apologies to any Americans that Fox has just alienated with his,
Well, basically, anybody who isn't a Londoner who knows exactly what liquor should taste like.
Yeah.
You know good liquor when you have it, so you need to send me some instructions.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be nice and thick and gloopy. Got to be the consistency of a thick onion gravy, you know.
Ooh.
But, yeah. Or northern gravy when it's cold, you know, it's just getting that gloopy stage before it skins.
Oh, when it turns into basically a Newtonian, non-Newtonian fluid.
Oh, yeah, like wallpaper paste. It's like, yeah.
That's the good thing about chippy gravy. If you open the pot of chippy gravy and you leave it for at least like just 2 minutes, then when you come to pour it out, it just goes...
Yeah, just...
falls out as a blob.
Gloops out a bit like a pot of slime.
Yeah, it's like... and it's all smooth where it's been against the pot.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than chip shop gravy. It's just the best.
I don't like a bit of pie mash. I want pie mash and liquor.
You're going to be eating your dinner tonight going, don't want this now.
I want pie mash and liquor. Mind you, she did do me pie mash and liquor the other week and I was proper loved up. It's like, I love you so much.
Now, I know I've asked this before, but I can't remember. And in case anybody in chat doesn't know, does it matter what the pie is going to be? Like cheese and onion, meat, potato,
whatever
beef?
pie you want, but my preference is homemade steak pie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but that's just my preference. It can be any pie, but preferably steak and kidney would be the required one.
Yeah.
But I don't like kidneys, so I just have a pure steak pie.
Yeah.
So
now, in the event that somebody can't eat pie crust, would a steak and kidney, perhaps pudding, would be acceptable?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be proper pie mash and liquor then, would it? That would be namby-pamby northerner eating pie mash and liquor, that would be.
So I'd have to take one for the team and just...
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Suffer the consequences of eating the pie crust.
Yeah, if ever you're down this way, I'll take you up the Barking Road and I'll get you a proper pie mash and liquor.
Yeah.
In a proper pie and mash shop with the proper green tiles on the walls, you know?
Oh, yeah. Because you know, I suffer the consequences and I'm old with pastry pie crust, but I'll happily take that price.
I'm old. Look at him, he's 52. God, then I'm old.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm like 7.
Oh, bless you.
So I will happily make that sacrifice though if it gets me pie mash and liquor.
Oh, mate, it'd be a laugh taking you down the smoke to get pie mash and liquor. It'd be You're not allowed to wear a pearly suit though. You know,
no. Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't actually do that.
You can't do Dick Van Dyke because you may get injured badly.
Yeah, that could be like racist or something. I couldn't do that.
That wouldn't endear you to people, no.
No. I would just be myself. It's like I still never. It's like I need to try pie mash and liquor. I need to try poutine.
Yeah.
I've never had poutine. Good old, Canadian poutine.
Yeah.
These things I need to eat. I've eaten many things in my life, all of which I've enjoyed. Well, most of which I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
I haven't had pie mash and liquor.
Liquor is nice over a couple of slices of boiled bacon joint. Yeah. It is, Kev. Another one is Cornish pasty with liquor, Kevin.
Oh, Cornish pasty.
Yeah, it goes against everything that was indoctrinated into us, but it is rather nice.
Well, it's only like it's making it more of an international cuisine, isn't it? By doing it
My missus didn't have any pies one night, so she went with a pasty and liquor and mash, and it. I must admit, it wasn't undesirable. Put it that way.
Yeah. What would you describe the taste of? Because when you describe what's in it, I instantly think of parsley sauce, which is bland and tasteless.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a savoury taste. I wouldn't say spicy, but it's got a very herbal taste to it.
But not as bland as just straight up parsley sauce.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking me ingredients. To me, it's green and flaky. It means nothing to me. You'd be better off asking H because she's the cook, not me. And I haven't got a Google recipe for liquor to hand at the moment, so yeah.
Darn. I shall try. I shall investigate.
Google is your friend, dear.
Yes, I know. Not done that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the first time I had pie mash and liquor was at my grand's place. She had proper homemade pie and proper homemade liquor, and it was, oh mate, all cooked on a proper Aga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Al says, so you survived H's wrath over the microwave? Yes. There was no wrath whatsoever. It was, I knew I'd already ordered one.
I think something's afoot. I think she's banking it for you not to get told off. I think she's banking that for emergency purposes at some point.
Yeah, I was like, I might have dodged a bullet here, but then I'm sitting there thinking, yeah.
I put a few doubts in there as well, didn't I? I'm like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, so I think it's the lull before the storm, Yeah.
She's lulling you into a false sense of security.
Exactly, so, yeah.
Yes. Right, decals are sanded.
Oh, nice.
It didn't really make much difference. I didn't really go too far with them, really. I could have gone a lot further, but I think because I've got very textured paint because of all the dry brushing, it's basically just cutting the tops off the lumps, and I'm getting spots and things, which I'm going to get with chipping anyway, so there's not really a lot of fading I can do on them, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I shall just get on with the chipping. Let's get on with the chipping.
That's good enough excuse. Stick with it.
Yeah. Well, I was doing some of because they're all big white ones, and it was like I was getting the little spots of colour coming through, but I was basically sanding off the peaks. I was sanding down the peaks, which isn't quite the same. What quite was after. But the weathering will do lots of good things.
Yeah.
So I've got my little bits of sponge. Sponge.
You're made of sponge.
Oh, your sponge I belong towards. I'm just distressing my sponge.
Yeah. So what are you doing, dear? I'm painting my tracks, dear.
Oh yes, you're painting your tracks, aren't you? Which step are you at?
Step 1, Fox. Putting on Dawnstone.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. I have to narrate every stage I'm doing,
Well, it's only because I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So. Right.
Absolutely.
Tweezers. And I'm going to go with...
I don't know how you can work on a live stream with your monitor behind you. I don't know how you can do that.
It's called not having a choice because my monitor's behind me. So.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't do that.
Well, I mean, normally if it's a solo live stream, I don't really need to look at it unless I'm
Yeah.
if I'm holding something up. I have a quick look just to make sure.
Yeah, I
It's not
like to be
behind
able to look up and just go, yeah, I can see that. And yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's not behind me. It's to my right. It's like 90 degrees. So, right. So I need to do some highlight chips. So I'm gonna do
Ashley
sponge
Swan
chipping.
says, any tips on making sprue goo? Mine seems to be really liquidy. Put more styrene in it, mate. You need to thicken it up.
Yeah, it takes more styrene than you think.
Yeah,
Just-
lots more.
Just go crazy dumping styrene. Make sure it's polystyrene as well and not ABS.
Yeah.
Because that won't work. But yeah, it actually takes a lot of styrene.
A lot of styrene, see, so that it's nice and gloopy.
Yeah.
Like that.
It needs to almost not drip off the brush or not drip off the brush. It needs to be thick like proper northern gravy.
Just keep little pots of styrene chips and bits and offcuts laying around, mate, and sooner or later you'll have enough. It's easier to thin it than it is to thicken it. That makes sense. So, yeah.
I mean, every time you finish a model and you've got bits of sprue left over, the responsible thing to do is recycle them, but there's no harm in cutting those sprues up into little tiny pellets and keeping them in a jar, and then you can just...
That's it. So that's the best advice I can give you, mate. Add more styrene, thicken it up, leave it overnight, and, it'll gloop up before you know it, mate.
Yeah. Bizarrely challenging to actually fret a chunk of sponge.
Yeah. And once you've actually made a pot of sprue goo successfully, you never forget how to do it.
Yeah. And I must admit, I think I made my pot about 3 years ago and it's still going strong.
Yeah, mine's still going strong, mate.
Yeah.
Like
and
I
then when
say,
it gets a bit low in the pot, just tipping some more glue, dumping some more polystyrene, and you're done.
that's what I was about to say, yeah. Like I say, I'll get to the last third of a bottle of extra thin and it's going a bit dull and thing. That goes into the sprue goo pot.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I don't want those tweezers. I want my reverse grip tweezers, so I don't have to grip. That would be the sensible thing to do, folks.
Absolutely.
Me? Sensible thing? Never.
Yeah, I was going to say, you go careful, mate. But yeah, sprue goo is the best ever thing in the whole wide world.
All right.
It really is so useful.
Multitude of porpoises.
Yeah.
Which
But
excels.
I don't actually use sprue to make mine. I just use offcuts of styrene. Games Workshop sprues would work on Games Workshop. I'm not sure whether it's the same plastic as ordinary models. I think it's a different plastic.
No, GW is normal polystyrene.
Is it? Oh, shut up then.
Yeah. No, it's just this. You just have to make sure if, like, it's a Bandai kit, some of the sprues might be ABS.
Yeah.
So, but they're labelled anyway. So
that's it. That's why I tend to just use ordinary white styrene for scale models. My GW sprues is in a separate jar. Coincidentally, just there on my right. There you go. That's my GW stuff. And I just put a bit of acetone in there, melt it down, and I roll that into panels and make my own panels.
Roll out your panels.
See what we did there? Because I do have textured rolling pins that I print. Different ground effects, panel marks, rivets and stuff like that. So
It's riveting.
it is riveting, dear. See what you did there.
I know.
Yeah, Marcy says I do games stuff separate. Yeah, I tend to have them as separate pots myself. I don't like mixing.
Yeah, you can have different brands of sprue goo.
Absolutely.
Because the different companies do have different polystyrenes that do different things.
That's it. So that's why I just use my generic white styrene offcuts for me sprue goo, just in case it's one of those manufacturers where their plastic sprues would differ. So
yeah, so if I pull the little bits of plastic card you've got left over that aren't being used.
yeah. I was asked recently on a stream why I had a little pot of plastic offcuts, and it's a sprue goo pot. That's the donating pot for the sprue goo.
Yep. Where the good stuff happens.
He says, thank you, legends. Not a problem, mate. Glad to help. At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. Don't forget, any other questions you've got, folks, bung in the chat. Fox will answer them all.
I think not.
See what I did there?
I don't know everything, you know. I know many things about many things, but I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I know at least 3 things about worms, for example.
I was going to say, yeah, worms. Worms were mentioned.
Yeah, worms.
All the worms.
You're made of worms.
Marcy says, ooh, dark Dutch choco wafers, yum. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely, all day long now. Road trip to Marcy's.
Ooh. Or to Belgium. Holland, even. Where there'll be more.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's something rather satisfying with a pot of sprue goo when you have got a large gapness and you're like, yeah. And let it go off. Really let it go off before you even attempt to sand it. Otherwise, you'll be chasing the seam. You know, but
at least a day, if not more.
Yeah.
I used it on my Eagle Transporter just to seal the big gap between 2 halves of the command module. Yeah, it's great. Because you just basically, people don't know what it is. It's as you kind of figured out, it's just polystyrene melted. So when you fill a gap, you're filling a gap with polystyrene, which when the glue evaporates away, you've just got polystyrene, which you can sand and carve and scrape lines into and panel line scribe exactly the same as normal polystyrene.
Absolutely.
That's why it's the best. You know, putties are good, but putties have different behaviours to the plastic around them. So
yeah, it's the same consistency as the surrounding plastic at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a bit like welding with metal, isn't it? You know, you're putting metal in to fill a seam between 2 bits of metal. So when you smooth it, it's all one piece of metal.
Smooth. And of course, if you're using sprue goo made of plastic from a manufacturer, say like the Games Workshop one, on a Games Workshop kit, or, you know, Airfix on it, it's just even better because then you've got the same plastic in the gap. And if you're carving or sanding or whatever, it's just going to behave exactly the same.
It is the same molecular makeup. Just gripping the bench. I've gone giddy.
You can see molecules, can't you, right now at the moment?
Cool, yeah, I can see all the molecules, mate. It is rather nice.
Look at the molecules on that. Whoa.
Yeah, it is rather bizarre. Not a problem. Okay, let's let that dry a little bit. Swig of tea. Swig of tea.
I can't remember the last time I had my eyes dilated. I think I was a kid.
Yeah, it's been
I took
a frequent thing recently because,
Yeah, I think last time I had it done, I'd taken a snowball to the face and they dilated my pupil just to see if my eyes were all right. Because I got injured by it or something, I don't know.
Well, I had my diabetes eye screening done and they was like, yeah, we'll get that glaucoma test done because your eyes are a bit concerning. So, and yeah, it's a very early stages. The left eye is the one that's the problem. But...
yeah. I mean, thankfully for me at the moment, because my dad had glaucoma, so I get the screening as well. But for me, it's just the air puff in the eye test, which I hate.
That don't bother me. It really don't.
I can't help but squeal like a schoolgirl every time they do the little puff of air, and then I feel really embarrassed at the opticians when they do it. I'm like, ah!
I have my lenses of yellowness, see? So.
Oh, jolly good.
Because obviously working under that sort of lighting, So, yeah, you just got to look after it. So, yeah, these things are worth doing, folks, at the end of the day. It's for your benefit. So, right. Bit of Fenrisian Grey will be next.
Ooh, Fenrisian Grey.
Marcy says, going to the eye doc makes for an interesting afternoon. It does, Marcy. You know, the H doesn't like the puff of air test, you know. It don't bother me, you know. It's like, you know, follow the dot, I follow the dot, bing, it's done, it's dusted,
I just have that photograph of the balloon on the horizon. Did you know?
Yeah. It's when they take the picture and you see all your blood vessels go ding in front of you. It's really weird. It's really interesting because I say, let's have a look at the screen. I want to see what you can see. I'm a nosy, inquisitive patient.
Yeah, I had that the last time I went. It was the first time I'd actually said, can I have a look at me own eyeball inside? And yeah, there you go. Cool.
The only one I've ever found creepy was when I looked at my own brain scan. Don't know what it is about brain, but when it's your own brain, one, I was amazed I had one before anyone else says anything.
I was going to say, this is a miracle in itself.
For me, it's just that little bit of spookiness about it. I don't know why, but it's you, isn't it? It's your inner you, and
that's where your thinking is.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit. Yeah,
it's hard to wrap your brain around if you know what I mean.
I see what you did there.
I don't know, if I was rich, I would actually pay to have my entire body scanned purely so that I could then have an incredibly accurate 3D print of my skeleton.
Yeah.
Because one thing you'll never see in your own life is your actual skeleton. You'll see X-rays, but you never see what you. It's like I want to know what my skeleton looks like. I want to be able to touch it and hold it. And I don't know why. It just fascinates me. So I'd love to do that. Have a 3D print of my own skeleton.
It is a weird thing. Connie's in. Dragon Lover 68 says hi, Colin and Fox.
Hey,
hello. Marcy says I don't like anything too near my eyes. No, it's when you get that one that goes through the pupil. I don't know if you've ever had that done. But yeah, that's a little bit, But I used to wear contact lenses years ago, so touching of my own eyeball isn't a problem, But
I could never wear contacts purely for the reason of I don't want to. Oh no.
Yeah, I had to stop wearing them in the end because my eyes are too dry now. So
yeah.
But yeah, I used to have the contacts. It used to turn H's guts up when I used to have to put them in.
Yeah, I just the thought of sticking my own finger in my own
Yeah.
That's like the thought of when my dad had his glaucoma done. They had to do one of his eyes.
Yeah.
He only ever got one done, but they had to scrape his eye.
Yes.
With a little strigil thing, and it's like, but that your eyes open and you're awake, and it's like no.
It is one of them things.
No, I don't want that. No, thank you. .jpeg. Yeah, contact lenses. No, I can't stick my finger in me.
Yeah. I must admit, I don't think I could do it now. I think I'd end up sticking the contact lens to my forehead with my twitches. But yeah.
Can you imagine trying to get the contact lens out? You can pull it your eyeball out.
Yeah. It'd be like, Connie says I've worn them for nearly 40 years now. Yes. They were fun whilst I had them, but yeah. Fraser says, I'm not bothered by the eye doc. It's the dentist for me. Yeah, petrified of it, mate. I go into full-blown child mode. He had a filling or two done years back, and the numbing shots were unpleasant. I don't mind needles as long as I can see where they're going in. I just don't like the sound of the dentist drill and the smell of a dentist's. I don't know what it is, but I sit there in the reception, and it takes me many, many months to psych myself up to go. And I'm all right until I hear the drill. Normally, if the drill goes, that's it. I'm getting up and I'm out of there because I just can't take it. Yeah. It is absolutely stupid. It really is. I've even considered having hypnotherapy or something to see whether I can get over it, because you only get one set of teeth, don't you, at the end of the day? And I'm lucky. Yeah. I've only ever had a couple of fillings, one of which is the tooth that's broken apart. But I had my wisdom teeth removed at a really young age because they was compacting. And I think it's that started all of this off. I really do, because it wasn't pleasant. And yeah, I'd love to be a bit more resilient with the dentist, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's no such thing as an irrational fear, really, because there's a fear that's not grounded in any reality, but it's still not irrational because you feel it as a fear. It doesn't matter. It's still a valid fear.
It's proper high blood pressure, hot sweats, feeling faint, nauseous, a lot. I get myself so worked up and so stressed that honestly, I make myself unwell. It's really crazy. It's stupid, I know, but
I thought, because I'm a great big flipping fluffy coward. I'm afraid of everything.
That surprises me.
Yeah, but the thing that surprised me was I'm not bothered at all by the injections.
Yeah,
I'm allergic to every kind of pain, but the injections are done like little twinge there and then it's gone. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Ashley says I'm due to have my wisdom teeth removed soon. Sorry, Ashley, I didn't mean to put you off, mate. This was just my own experience, mate, so hopefully things work out. Marcy says, I fall asleep when I get a tattoo, but needles in the mouth is a nope. They have to knock me out first. Yeah, I'm the same with my tattoos. I just lay there and nod off. I actually find being tattooed quite nice.
I think the one I had on my arm, the one on my leg was a little bit painful, but it was all right. But the one I had on my arms, it was quite relaxing, actually. Especially not when they're doing the outline, but when they're doing the filling in. It's like, that's a bigger needle. It's like, that's actually quite relaxing. It's quite pleasant.
It's a cluster of needles, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's actually kind of more like a gentle massage. It's quite pleasant, that.
Yeah.
Please do more filling in.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love being tattooed. You probably noticed. Yeah.
I may have noticed this, yes.
But yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it? It's just like, yeah. Has to be done.
Aye.
Bill Bolton is in. He says, evening, afternoon, everyone. Hi, Cole and Fox. Hello,
hey,
Phil. How are you, mate? Big thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Absolutely. Nice to see you in, Phil. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Nice to see you.
See you, nice.
Ooh, got the burps.
Big burpage, burpee times.
I've not eaten anything today, so it's little burps, unfortunately. Vaporware burps.
Phil Bolton says, from personal experience, I found the best way to get over a fear of needles is to develop diabetes. Yeah, I was talking about that before we came on air with Fox, saying, yeah, proper pincushion mode when you got diabetes, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, you learn how to get over it quite quickly then.
Yeah. It's funny, my missus hates it when she sees me doing me bloods because it's needles, isn't it? Yeah. And yet she's tattooed. It's weird, but yeah.
I think that I don't know. I don't really know what the difference is, but I think with the tattoo thing, you don't get the impression of a needle going into the skin, whereas the needle's jabbing into your arm. But
absolutely, like she says, tattooing is different. It's needles of inkness, not bloodness, and it's like, she's got a point.
And it's not going into the bone and deep into your soul. It's just on the surface, really. I mean, I know
with modern lancets, it's so quick and simple now.
I think your brain just sees a tattoo needle as a big pointy pencil, really, or a pen of some sort.
Yes.
Or maybe it's because when you go for a tattoo, you still see it as a needle, but you get something cool at the end of it, whereas you go for an injection, you don't get something cool at the end of it. You don't even get a lollipop.
Yeah, exactly, Marcy. Quick pens and no real needles on him. Exactly, you just pop the lancet in, pull it back, give it a press, bink, done, dusted. Mm-hmm. It is, very painless now.
Yeah.
Of course, H has had to learn to do it, as has Lex, just in case there's ever a time. Yeah.
Yeah. Has H actually ever done it yet?
Yes, done it once at the diabetic.
When she was figuring it out.
Right. Because obviously she's my primary carer, isn't she? So, yeah, even though it made her squirm, she gets it in her head that it's a necessity. A bit like when she used to do the dressings on me back.
You could do it.
Yeah, she goes into auto nurse mode almost, with the outfit. See what I did there. But no, it's one of them, so she can compute it that way, if that makes sense, or compartmentalize it. But
yeah, that's the word, compartmentalize. She can put it behind a firewall when she needs to.
But would she want to do it every day? Probably not. But
no.
Like she says, in an emergency situation, she would take one for the team,
Yeah, it's kind of thing. If she had to, she'd do it. If she rather not, if she had to.
Marcy says, so glad I can use the pens for Dad. Yeah, it's one of those, Marcy. It is one of those, it's for me, especially not having very steady hands a lot of the time. It's handy that you've got them now because, you can pretty much press and prick, so to speak.
Steady now.
Yeah. So,
Fire and forget.
yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
And sponge issues.
Oh, yeah. Marcy
really
says my
cooperating.
gramps had it too, and he used an actual syringe and glass bottle. Yes. Yeah, my mum, she's insulin dependent, and yeah, you know, it's. But it's one of those, you get used to it very quickly. It's one of them things you can't not get used to because you can't change it. It is what it is. Suck it up and get on with it, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah. Something you've got to do. I think once you, and like anything, once you've done it a few times, you know, you just go, okay, it's fine. It's like the first time you actually eat any kind of insect-based food, and you're like, then you think, actually, no, eating crickets is fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's food. At the end of the day, if you was in the middle of nowhere and you had to survive, you'd eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, your pharmacy should have a collection for stuff. Yeah, I have a sharps bin here, Marcy. So when I go to the diabetes assessments, I just take my sharps bin with me and exchange it for another one. So a bin exchange scheme, as they like to call it. It's like, yeah.
I took my little, you know, the little sharps thing that I get my knife blades into.
Yes.
The little Swan Morton thing. I took it into my local pharmacy when it got full, and they were like, don't know.
Yeah.
I said, it's just scalpel blades. And they went, they had to check with the manager and then, oh yeah, we do take them. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I just put them in my normal sharps bin with all me lancets. It's like, happy days.
I guess no one ever gone to them with a little tiny blue plastic thing full of knife blades before.
Yeah.
So just before you ask, I'm not some weird psycho killer. I'm a model maker. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Although if I was a weird psycho killer, I'd probably tell you that. That's
I
the kind of
did
thing I'd
that
say.
when I got my makeup, eyeshadows, and my 2 cans of Bristow's because I got a bald head and I'm stood there. There you go. They're looking at me. Looking at H, looking at me again. I said, I'm a scale modeller, hairspray technique, and, pigment. And they were like,
yeah.
And of course, H went, he's not lying. Now, she could have hung me out to dry and gone, he only does this at the weekends, but she didn't. She missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
As soon as she left the shop, she was like, damn, I could have mocked you.
Yeah. That's her chance to make rumours a start.
So,
She missed a chance there. I've taken 10 points off that. It's not good.
you've taken 10 points off H. You do realise I'm going to tell her.
Yeah. Well, it's because she missed a chance to mock you, so I think she'll agree that's a valid reason to take 10 points off.
It's the fact, though, that we've both got cans of Bristow's. That's the funny thing about it.
It seems to be the only actual hairspray that little corner shops and things sell.
Super drug special, isn't it?
Yeah, and I actually got to the point where I went and looked it up on the internet. I'm going to find out because it's made by a bigger company.
Yes.
It's just like, like whoever makes whatever, a hair product, but they also make this stuff as the budget crap that people only buy to paint models.
Yeah.
They're quite happy, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I bought like 10 cans of it and then did the hairspray method like once, I think.
Yeah, I've got it in the cupboard there. It's like used a couple of times and it's like, yeah.
No, I can't get rid of it.
Every now and then I think, oh yeah, and I'll just do a chipping job and I'm like, damn, I've got Bristow's in there. I could have used that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'll just brush paint it. I'll just brush chip.
And you sit there and you do forget you got all of this stuff. That's the trouble. Once you close the cupboard door, you forget about everything that is in the cupboard.
I've got stuff under this bench here that I've probably forgotten I even bought. I've got like, I found the other day these like sponge things on the end of plastic sticks. I'm like, I didn't even know I bought them. I'm sure they'll come in handy for something.
Yeah.
All kinds of bits and bobs.
I bought 2 big bottles of artist thinners, opened the cupboard door, and inside there was 2 big bottles of artist thinners. I'm like, damn it, I thought I'd bought some.
Oh yeah, I've got a thing of Maguire's clear plastic cleaner, like you get for specifically for motorboats and speedboats.
Yeah.
Because I was making a Kugelwagen.
Oh right, yeah.
And the clear part, excuse me, Let me clear my throat. Hang on.
Clearing his throat. Boom, boom, boom. Clearing his throat.
There we go. The clear part was all like fogged and misty out of the box.
Yeah.
So I got this stuff on the hope of polishing it up. It didn't work, so in the end I just made it look muddy.
Yeah.
A rare moment of Tamiya poor production.
Yeah. Phil Bolton hasn't thought about it lately since I get my meds through the mail. Yeah, all my meds get bought to me, and my, how can I say, important medication gets delivered by courier. I won't say what it is, but you know the one I mean, Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I've just realised actually I've got 5 days worth of my medication left, and I need to phone them tomorrow and order more.
Oh, renews, mate.
Yeah, I just phone them. I keep. Yeah. I always forget. I think, I've got like 3 weeks of medication left, and then it's like, oh wait, actually, when I say 3 weeks, I mean like 4 days.
The only one that isn't on there at the moment are my Lancet, so I need to get Debbie to add that. But I've got a Zoom consult with her next week, so I shall mention it to her then. So can you add that to my pharmacy to you? Makes it easier for everyone then. She knows I've got them, and yeah. But my numbers are still through the roof. It's like, yeah.
Nah.
But hey-ho, it's all part of the fun.
Yes. I'm just going to step away for 1 minute. I shall be back in a moment.
Yeah, no worries. I can do a bit of chat dollying for a moment whilst that is drying. Phil Bolton says, I started out with them. I've still got unopened boxes of syringes in the drawer that I don't know what to do with. I use them for drawing up liquids when I'm mixing paint, Phil. I just get the syringe, draw up the quantities, make up me mixing pots. Job done. Marcy was saying your pharmacy should have a collection point. Absolutely. All of ours have it. They also take back meds, so it's disposed of. Yeah, anything out of date, we just have a collection point, and that's it. DoorDash, the good stuff, eh, Cole? Yes, it is, Marcy. How can I say, very potent painkiller that I have to have, but they do that as a bottle exchange. So, yeah. I use that very, very sparingly because obviously I don't want to get dependent on it. But Phil Bolton says, any excuse not to have to leave the house. Exactly, Phil. It was my GP that recommended it for me because she said, well, at least I know you're getting your meds delivered. She said, it's easier for H. She said, but also, she said, you don't go out anywhere, she said. So I'm happier that you're getting all your meds done. Shouldn't anything that needs adding, we could just add to it. So it works. It is so convenient. Marcy says, yeah, we have a delivery for that too. Yeah, it comes on a courier bike. Yeah. So, yeah. They don't like you having too much of it for obvious reasons. But yeah. What have we got there? She was looking for some parts to send to a friend a few days ago and found a bunch of stuff I had forgot about. Honestly, Marcy, I found an additional Greebles box and it was like an Aladdin's cave. I'm like, oh, my toes were twitching and everything. So, yeah, I was proper made up. But this is what we do. We have these little Greeble things hidden away and it's like, yeah. Yeah, Phil's saying, yeah, about 100 little glass bottles. Yeah, the little vials. Yeah.
I'm back.
Absolutely. I think all right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a brew now.
Oh, bless her.
She sends big hugs and a kiss to you and hugs to the people in chat.
Oh, bless her. So I didn't get the Mama Fox 2 fingers treatment tonight then?
No.
Oh,
I didn't even get
obviously
the hugs.
in the good books then.
I didn't even get the hugs. I just gave her the brew and you got the hug. So
yeah. Marcy says treasure. Honestly, Marcy, it was a proper Aladdin's cave of Greebles, mate. And I'm like, yeah.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call this treasure.
Yeah.
You'll find that when you play Skyrim. You'll get to learn that quote.
Yeah, I need to do a bit of Xboxing, actually. It very nearly got broke out this evening, but then I realised it was eModels Day, and dare I say it, I don't think gaming today would have been a good idea anyway, so...
Yeah. I don't know, see them far off targets quite nicely.
Oh, yeah. Imagine the fun I would have had in something like Cyberpunk. Yeah. So there may be Xbox times tomorrow at some point.
There may be Xbox ahead. 31 days till Starfield. Woo!
Oh, not that you're counting.
I am counting. Absolutely, I'm counting. I'm counting the crap out of that. So
I'm not going to see you for a while, am I? Actually, I'll just fire up a StreamYard and say, right, I'm going to sit and watch you play Starfield.
Yeah. Because, you know.
That's what we'll do, isn't it?
Let's be honest, it's 6, 7, 8, 9 years since the last Bethesda game came out. Since Fallout 4 came out. We don't count Fallout 76. So, it's definitely going to take up some of my time. I absolutely adore Bethesda games, so...
Everyone will be going, cool, we haven't seen Fox for weeks. And it'll be, game release.
Yeah, thank Todd Howard. It's his fault.
Yeah, Marcy says, the more I try to sort things out, the worse it gets. Yes.
You can't fight entropy, Marcy. You can't fight entropy.
Yeah. Absolutely. But...
sort something out, it just delays entropy. You never get rid of it. Are your tracks coming along, dear?
They're coming along nicely, mate. As you can see, a bit of variation. They're having a bit of a dry brush at the moment.
Yeah. Now, for anyone who might not have ever seen you do it before, me do it before, and doesn't know what you're doing, would you like to explain your plan on these tracks?
Various different colours, and then they look a bit bright at the moment, but once you put multiple layers of track wash down, it actually brings it all together. But the idea of the different shades is that links have been replaced over time, so some are newer than the rest of the others, if that makes sense. So they've got less wear on them, and you're having a bit of tonal variety. So
I like that.
There you go.
You're basically laying down the highlights and lowlights before. Hang on, let me clear my throat. Sorry about this.
Yeah. You're about to get a full explanation of what I'm doing. There you go.
Yeah, you're just basically going to do a glaze. You're doing a glaze, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's multiple thin coats of that goes down, but at the moment I'm just going back over with the Dalton Stone just to pick up some of the edges where they've been rubbing on or abrading on the surface, just to add a little bit of variety. Then once all the track washes are done, I'll then go over and dry brush again just to pick out any little bits that need a bit more.
Yeah, I'm still trying to learn that. We did a paint box.
I did.
I'm still trying to learn that kind of track technique. I've not quite got to the point where I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
because I think it's all about the colours you put underneath the track wash.
Absolutely.
And I've still not, in my mind, not reached the perfect match yet.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a process that at first when you do it, you think, but it works for Warhammer. I don't know whether I would use it on the 1/16th tank. I think I would use the traditional armour method on that because it's a traditional tank, isn't it?
Well, no, it works for normal. I've seen it used on normal tanks as well.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. Are those metal tracks or plastic tracks? Can't remember.
Plastic tracks, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the weight of metal tracks on a 1/16th. Couldn't Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that it would cost me £1 gazillion to ship it back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. James, mate, you can come and pick it up, thanks.
So, that'll be fun because that's not going to fit in my battle box, is it?
No, I've seen it used on regular tank. I think it's just a track. It's one way of doing tracks.
Night Shift's done it.
Yeah. That's where that's where I got the idea from.
Yeah, my friends. Yeah.
My friends.
My mate Martin, as I call him.
Yeah, Martin Kovac.
Phil says, I clean my desk, but as soon as I start a new project, it's trashed again. Yeah, as you can see, Phil, look at my bench, mate. It's like, all the crud. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you doofus. Just move it off the bench in between builds, but yeah.
I've learned over the years to the point now I've got 4 different cutting mats. One for eModels painting, one for me painting, one for eModels not painting, where it's clean, and one for me not painting.
Yeah.
Because, don't just have one cutting mat if you're doing any video work.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
not
lucky.
worth the stress.
I just take this one off and lay a blue cloth on my bench. It's like, yeah, that'll do.
That was not what I planned. That was not exactly how I planned that to go. Let's just smear those a bit because I didn't plan that to come out like that.
Just randomise that a little bit. Lovely.
Randomise.
Right. Put that in there for now. And then we can go over with a highlighting brush and pick out some edges.
Edges? We don't need no stinking edges, senor. Now, with my chipping, if you're wondering what I'm doing, again, if anyone's never seen it, it looks like I'm making a right mess of it. I put bird pool over it. But what I'm doing is I'm doing all the light chips now, and then in a lot of those, I will paint a darker chip colour in the middle, like rust, to suggest rusty metal. So a lot of these light areas will become very, very tiny. And then once all the weathering's done, that light spotting will disappear.
Yeah.
So these will all be filled in with the rust colour. So it looks weird now. I've got to do all the other bits.
Yeah, but it's that stage, isn't it, where it looks like it's got a bad case of chicken pox, doesn't it? And then it all comes together. Yeah. And
all comes together.
That's the thing with doing these tracks. It's like, I know there's loads of washes to go over them yet, so it'll knock it back down. That's the theory. That's what I'm telling myself anyway.
Every beautiful person started out as an ugly baby.
Yeah. If you hear me starting to sob, you know it's not gone well.
Yeah.
Should be fine. We should be fine.
You'll fight through it. I hope have you got a box big enough to put an entire Bandeblade in if it needs detailing?
Yeah.
Good.
I've got my big industrial car parts washer still, haven't I? Matthew Ward's off because he's got early start tomorrow. Mine, there you go, Matthew. You take care, buddy.
Take care, Matthew. Ciao.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, mate. Okay.
Car parts, you say. Get your parts out.
Absolutely. I just want to highlight all of those in the hope that I don't splodge it with me finger like I just did. Athol says, okay, he says, I'm off as nature is rumbling my innards as tata the new. Yeah, just what I needed to hear. No worries, Athol. Take care, mate.
You.
Start running, mate.
Run, Forest.
Yeah. There you go. I'm just doing the ends of these guide pins just in Dawnstone, just to make them stand out a little bit, in the hope that when the track wash goes on, it'll just dull them down enough, but still give them a bit of contrast against the background. God, that made...
Look at you using all the official tank terms for things, guide pins.
I know.
You've been learning, haven't you, when you got your big tank?
No, I just went on Wikipedia, mate, and looked for armour terminology, mate.
You could have bigged yourself up bigly there.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Said that you're an expert in words about things.
As I've said many times, I'm an expert in nothing and know nothing about anything.
I know at least 3 things about worms.
So, no, I don't pretend to be an expert. Don't need to. There's people out there far, far more important than me. Put a little bit of light edging around.
I don't know. Pretty important to me, dude.
Ah, welling up.
Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't that lovely? That was nice, wasn't it? That was a nice little
what are
thing to
you
say.
after?
Nothing.
You grasped me up for something, haven't you?
No, but I will need those decals printing at some point.
There you go. Yeah. Have you done them yet? You haven't, have you?
No, I'm still looking for one last image.
See what I mean? So I said this last week, he wouldn't have them done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the bluey car, isn't it? God, I almost forgot what they was for then.
Whoa, you can never forget the bluey car. Now, you could do these like this initial highlight chip stage by brush if you wanted to. I mean, you could do it a lot of different ways, but if you're not using chipping fluids and stuff, you could do this the traditional way by just doing the highlight coat first by brush. The only reason I'm doing it with a sponge here on this is because this tank is massive.
Yeah.
And it's taken me an hour just to do this bit. So imagine doing this. I've done it before with nothing but brushing, and it's like, yeah, you give up the will to live.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend it.
No, don't do what I did on the Orc Stomper and do it all by brush.
Yeah. Don't decide to completely brush paint all your chips on the Orc Stomper, because that is a fate worse than death.
Yeah, that was slow torture. That really was.
You were just like, oh dear Lord, what have I done?
Why did I choose to do it this way?
Yeah. Even I got the sponge out on that one.
Yeah.
And even when I'd done that and doing the secondary chips, that was bad enough.
Yeah.
You will see people that do chipping and they just do one colour, like they do a rusty brown colour chip, or they do a silver chip to suggest metal under the paint and things. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just like to give it a bit of like little touch of semi-realism by having the highlight colour be where the paint's broken away and you can see the fresh clean paint underneath. And it's been stressed and then it's gone light. And then in the middle of that you have the darker colour for the rusted or corroded metal.
Tonal variation.
Yeah, it just gives it a bit more three-dimensionality. I'm not one of these people that paints like the chip and then the brown bit underneath. I believe I'd prefer it to have like a halo effect for the highlight colour rather than just a three-dimensional look. That's just me. You can do it. There's so many different ways of doing chipping, you know.
More than one way to skin a cat. Not literally, because, other cats, Yeah. No cats were harmed in the making of this live stream.
No. But I do recommend, if you want to get into weathering and stuff, I do strongly recommend just go out to the real world and just find a building site.
Yes.
It's the best place because you'll see all the diggers and the JCBs and the equipment will all be battered and dirty and chipped, and you can't go wrong. Just take lots of photographs.
Farm
if it's an open
machinery
site,
is another one.
Yep, farm machinery or junkyards. Obviously, have permission if you're going around a building site taking photographs because they'll be weirded out. Or just if you're in a car park and you see a battered old vehicle parked up next to your car, just go and take pictures.
It's worth doing, folks.
Especially things like JCBs where they're that bright orangey yellow colour, because you get a real sense then of what different chips look like. And keep in mind, it's not just chips. You get staining, you get rust leaching and rust staining. There's all different things you can do. It's not just about...
Absolutely. Rain marks, you get sand blasting if they've been sort of working with sand and cement. You get the oxidization from concrete.
Mm-hmm.
So, all different effects on paint. Paint bleaching where it's been out in the sun. And
Yep. That's kind of what we did with our dry brush, and I want it with the highlight to get that effect. You get all the splattery marks if you've got a bulldozer on the front of your tank and you've been driving through a big load of orcs, for example. Of course, you're going to have lots of splattery marks.
Get your splattery marks here, folks. 3 for £1. Not 1 for £1. Not 2.
Not 1, not 2. 5.
All of them for £1.
Don't forget, of course, folks, this kit is available at eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop.
All your model making needs, not some of them. All of them.
Like a true professional there. Yeah, link is in the description below the video. So if you want to build one of these, and it is worth it, even if you're a straight-up, armour maker, it's a dirty, great big tank. It might be a silly subject, but it's still a dirty, great big tank, and it's a beautiful kit, dead easy to build, and it's great fun to paint.
But you can paint it as straight-up armour. It's your model. Yeah. Do what you like.
It's just a model tank.
Yeah.
People go, it's Warhammer. It's a model tank. Just build it like a model tank and paint it like a model tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a tank.
And remember, folks, if you are building one of these along with us, bung your photos up on the Facebook.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see your work.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see your work.
See what I did?
Nice.
Let's have a looky look at that. Right. Let's let them dry for a little bit longer. Marcy says, grrr. Be right back again. Yeah, you tell them, Marcy. They're laughing at you, love. It's a conspiracy.
I can hear Mama Wolf accessing the biscuit tin.
Oh, she's scavenging. She's foraging, is she?
She's got she's actually got 2 Games Workshop Warhammer plasma rifle ammo tins about that big.
Yeah.
That they were giving them away once for like one of those store days or something. So I got 2 of them, and they're like great for biscuit tins because they hold like thousands of chocolate hobnobs. It's great.
Oh, bless her.
So she's got a big one of them full of chocolate hobnobs and chocolate digestives at the minute.
No.
Although she does like her boring rich tea old people biscuits, which I don't understand because there's no flavour there. It's like, do you want a chocolate biscuit? No, I want a rich tea, but that's not got chocolate on it. That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, but it's one of those, the rich teas, they just, they absorb moisture. They're just easy, aren't they? Yes, it's like...
Yeah, but they'd be even better if they had, I don't know, chocolate on them.
They're bland, aren't they? But you can get chocolate-rich teas.
I can hear Radio 4 listeners writing in to complain already.
You know, the ultimate biscuit's the hobnob, isn't it? It's just like,
chocolate hobnob, yeah.
Oh, mate, I want hobnobs now. Damn it.
It's like, if I've got a cup of coffee, I'll go for a whole load of chocolate hobnobs. If I've got a glass of milk, chocolate digestives all the way.
Yeah.
Mouthful of chocolate digestive, McVitie's, of course, and then a swig of milk. Oh, it's divine. Other chocolate digestives are available.
Yeah.
eModels is not sponsored by or approved or endorsed by McVitie's.
Yeah. Other biscuit manufacturers are available.
But can you imagine if eModels was sponsored by McVitie's? We'd get free biscuits. We'd get free big chocky bickies all the time. I'd be so on board with that.
Oh, yeah.
Pete, mate, please contact McVitie's and somehow manage to get your loving street, the people that do all your live streams who you love very much. Please manage to get them lots and lots, endless supplies of chocolate biscuits, because
yeah, your bestest friends, Pete's
we
like,
will love you forever. Yeah. Because we stream all this stuff for you, and
yeah, Pete would be going, what friends is that then? You know, Pete, you know.
Yeah, you know who's important in this relationship. And if you don't, we'll tell Mrs. Pete, mate, and then you'll be in real trouble.
Yeah, we'll tell her you've been buying all the things again.
Yeah.
Because we would throw you so under the bus.
Oh, God, just straight away.
He wouldn't stand a chance, would he?
No. Now, don't forget, folks, if you want to stay up to date on eModels and what's in store and offers that are coming up and new stock as it comes in, like they recently got the Bond Bug kit in that came in from pre-order and has all gone out to buyers.
Absolutely, I got one of them.
Yeah, I think they're taking pre-orders on that big new Airfix Dirty Great Big Sea King type helicopter, whatever it is. I'm not my favourite helicopters.
Yeah.
Do make sure to follow them on the Facebooks.
Yes. Add them to your bookmarks, folks.
Yeah, there's links in the description below. We do now have, because I set it up today, they are now also on Twitter. And the other one, I say Twitter, I'm calling it Twitter, and it's always going to be Twitter to me.
Threads.
Threads, yeah. On Twitter, they are at eModels Ltd. And on Threads, I think it's the same, because it's the same as the Instagram account. So, it's only been 17 years, but now eModels is on Twitter. Never let it be said that they are not slow in their approach to social media. Cautious. They're more cautious, I think. I said to James, I said, why are you not on Twitter? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Yeah.
I said, you're on Instagram. He went, yeah, but Instagram's the bigger one. All these things were set up years.
Good comeback.
Yeah, well, all these things were set up many, many years ago, so. Except, obviously, Twitter.
There you go.
So, yeah, so do make sure to follow on all the social medias. I must update the Facebook page to say that, because then you can keep abreast of any, like, new releases, pre-orders, things like that. Anything new coming in.
Exactly.
Yes. And also when any of us lot get round to uploading any new video content, like tutorials and reviews and things like that.
Which are all due to be voiced over.
Yes, we've got more builds coming from Cole. We'll have some more God Hand videos coming from me and Cole. I've got some more like product things to film, and Cole's got a review to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of videos coming up, and live streams like this, of course, as well. It's just good to know when they're going live. So join all the social medias.
There's a couple of reviews that are coming. Some how-tos.
How-to.
A Warhammer review. Getting started in Warhammer. That's going up soon. So, yeah, keep an eye out, folks.
Yes. And at some point I will, when I can get back to filming actual builds and paint things for eModels as well. I started filming and never finished the Imperial Knight Canis Rex, so I need to do that.
Yeah, you got the Dakar bike coming. You got the big 1/6 scale Sherman tank build starting after that. So,
yep.
Loads of goodness coming, folks.
And if you are new to eModels, I am for most days I'm going through the video archives on the Facebook page and posting up older video content that you may never have known because if you're new to eModels. So have a look on there as well. At the moment, we're going through Chris's 2016 Tamiya Africa Twin build.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to something else when that one's finished. Oh, look at that. That's kind of handy. Look at that bit of foam in there. How's that?
Oh, no. So
Perfect
impressed.
Fit. I know. It was just completely random, that. So, yes, lots of social media fit you hang around and play with.
Yeah. Just keeps it all up to date, doesn't it?
It's where you can find out all the new things about stuff.
Ashley says, what's your streaming schedule at the moment so I know when to tune in? Well, if you go to our YouTube channels, mine is Festa 67's Workshop and Fox's Model Making Guru. Ring the bell on there and also on the eModels' channel. And that'll get you notifications of our schedules. We do this every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Every alternate Monday at 9 p.m. there's the eModels Monday stream. And then on my channel on a Friday, we do the Friday Frolic, which is at midnight over on the Festa 67's Workshop channel. And on a Sunday, I do my At the Bench from 2 p.m. Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
If you subscribe to the channels, all three of them, ring the bell, you'll get all the notifications because we do put up random content as well.
Yes, there are links to all of them in the description below.
Yeah, be it live streams, builds, you name it, they all go up.
I'm actually out of the streaming loop at the moment just for a while because real life's not really conducive to me doing lots of live streams other than, this and the Monday show and the Friday show with Colin. But yes, I used to have a regular schedule. Then real life kicked me in the backside. No sympathy required.
Cue the walking away music. And just ring the bell, mate. You'll get notifications because we do put up random stuff. It could be a build video. It might be that we're doing an eModels build and I'll just stream that live. And it could be, literally 5 minutes after we decide to do something, it's going out. So
Yep.
Always best just to ring a ding-a-ling.
Ring the ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ring. Ding-a-ling-a-ring-a-ling-a-ling. Ring. Stop.
Yeah, stop now, Fox. You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm stuck in a feedback loop.
But, And it's the same with the eModel stuff. That can be random. There's always stuff going up. Different builders, because there's 4 of us on the build team, so...
Yep.
You never know. You might even get to see a recent Titanic video. You never know.
Oh, it's steady now.
I know.
Yeah, although at the moment it's basically Colin manning the ship because we're all rubbish at doing any content.
Yeah.
Yeah, for which we are all, of course, very, very grateful.
Yeah, it's 90% of the content going out at the moment from yours truly, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we thank you for it.
Absolutely. So you'll be getting build series for the Parry Dakar bike, and then it'll be the big 1/16 Sherman tank. I've come
That's
out of
awesome.
my comfort zone and I'm going to do an armour build for eModels because
Das großen Tanken gefahren mit Building and the painting. Yeah.
Why
das ist
not?
richtig. Why not indeed, young fella?
Graham's in the chat. He says, hi,
Oh,
sorry
hello,
for
Graham.
being late. No worries, Graham. Just killing time to enjoy your graciousness with your royal presence.
We can start now.
Yeah, we can start now. Graham's in.
Right, where am I? Let's start with the grey chipping. I've done all the sandy chipping.
Absolutely.
And it looks like the floor of a chicken coop. It's brilliant. I want some administratum grey.
Absolutely.
Some more sponge.
Just thinking of Bluey at the moment for some reason.
Oh, you're having Bluey. Well, I can't imagine why. You know why? Because you know what you're in, don't you?
Yeah, unicorn mode.
You're in a Bluey. Oh yeah. And of course you are.
Yeah, you now know.
Yeah, I know.
I like peas.
Also, you're in a Bluey hole.
I owe you 10 pence as well.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you do.
I like peas.
I like peas. I'm starving.
I'm all
I've
right.
not
I've
had my
got
dinner yet.
bangers with mash later, so I'll be like, oh, get in.
I ain't had no nothing to eat, no nothing neither.
Yeah.
And when we finish, it'll only be McDonald's that's the only takeaway that'll deliver. It's like, oh,
Dear.
well, I can't be bothered actually making food on 11 o'clock at night, 10, 12
You're
o'clock.
bad. You're bad.
Well, making food's just nonsense this time of night. I'm
And
also
any
being fed.
excuse.
Well, if I got a choice between making food or just pressing some buttons and a little man turns up, then you know where my money's going to go.
Yeah. Graham says, I had a power cut for more than 3 hours. Yeah, I thought you was in Zoom, mate. Yeah. Battery power. Yeah,
I have the battery power.
absolutely.
Do. Now, because I've got a two-tone colour scheme here, of course, I'm not using the same colour on the grey as I did on the sand colour.
Yeah.
So I'm using a light grey on the grey. However, they kind of look the same. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get your sponge here, folks. Free for £1.
Sponge! You don't need power to go in the Zoom, do you?
No.
I guess.
Witchcraft and tomfoolery. Just get in there.
Witchcraft, it's that craft. Oh, that craft. Yes, that's craft. I don't know what to do.
Craftsman.
Hello.
See what I did there? Yeah.
I did. Don't need to chip that bit because that's the stripy stripe that I've not done yet.
Yeah, I'm just putting down my first rusty wheel colour.
Rusty wheels.
Yeah. Never met the girl, but apparently she's nice. See what I did?
Here all week trying to fish, folks.
Yeah.
Try the fish.
See what I did? Dun, 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 dun. Graham says the whole of his town was out of power before the hangout. Oh dear. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
God, you remember the power cuts when we were kids? Oh, in the 1970s.
Oh, yeah.
They were brilliant. They were brilliant when you were a kid.
Out with the paraffin eaters, wasn't it? That's like, yeah.
Yeah. We had an oldie worldy oil lamp with the big tall 3 foot tall glass tube.
Yeah, that was it. The big paraffin lamp where you used to roll the wick up.
Yeah.
And your
And,
mum would
you know,
always
we'd
say, don't go touching it because it's hot. It's like, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
mum.
And we get all the candles out. In the days when everybody would have a kitchen drawer or cupboard with loads of candles in it.
Still have.
Everybody had candles on standby. Yeah, we've got them somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you have candles. We've got one of those little portable gas stoves.
Candles.
Yeah, I still think H is a bit of a closet doomsday prepper because she's got all of the things.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being prepared. But then if you need to get her to admit it, because then you can say, right, well, if you're a doomsday prepper, where's the bunker under the back garden? Come on, sort it out.
Oh, I'd love a Colin Firth style underground
Yeah.
bunker. I would be in my element.
You need to get her to sort that out if she's such a prepper. It's required.
Yeah.
And until that time, it can be a man cave.
Retro says, I wish I could order food, but the situation on the street has become much worse. Oh, man. Oh, bless you. Road trip to Retros. Road trip to Retros.
Well, we can't get there, can we? Because he's got a dirty, great big hole.
Yeah, mate, just bung a long scaffolding plank over it and say to him, ride your moped over that. You'll be fine.
Send him off for a glass hammer.
Yeah, I would, mate. You know you want to.
Mm-hmm. Always looks terrible when you do this first sponge pattern because you get the repeating patterns from the same bit of sponge, and you get like 3 splotches next to you. But you have to have faith that you can settle with it with your push.
Do the turny. That's why I tend to have a couple of bits of sponge on tweezers to go, so I can get a bit of variation.
Yeah, but you always get like a little bit, but then you have to remember that you're going to be fettering with the brush later, so you can build upon the spotches and patches.
Absolutely, it's different ways of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Really, really hungry. Oh, I really wish we'd never talked about food on the stream, because all I want now is like pasties.
Oh, bit of Donald Duck for you there.
I don't even know specifically which orifice that involved, but I don't
that
think
was
I
a
want to know.
sneeze. I normally mute my microphone when I'm going to sneeze, but there you go, folks. You've had a bit of on-screen Donald Duck there. That's a Festa sneeze.
That took you by surprise, did it, dear?
Yeah.
Did it sneak up on you, little bugger?
Sneaked up on me, it did.
Little devil. Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Bless it. What was I talking about? I've got no idea.
I don't know. I sneezed and it took all of my concentration.
Yes, I've got no idea. I'm sure it was very exciting.
Sponge.
I don't know. I've forgotten now. It's too late. We'll never know. The world will never know.
Welcome to my world when I lose my train of thought.
Yep. It's not often I lose my train of thought, but when I do...
Yeah. Oh.
Excuse me. I know that was the Baneblade, but at the same time...
It sounded remarkably similar to something else, didn't it?
It sounded familiar. Let's just leave it at that.
Kazoogate.
Yep.
I'm never going to live that down.
Well, I think it's impressive that you can trumpet with harmonies rather than just single notes.
Oh, you're on about the reed, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. As someone who's owned both a saxophone and a clarinet, and blown on an open reed.
Note to self. Yeah.
Fox has ears like the outhouse rat.
Oh, you cleaned that up.
I did. Graham McRobert says Fox hope Mum is well. Yes, she's fine, thank you.
Absolutely.
She's doing all right. She's a terror as ever. Retro Rabbit Studio says...
Yeah, she's keeping him on her toes. On his toes,
God,
even.
She have a hospital visit on Monday.
Oh, have you? Oh, mate, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just a normal checkup and stuff, but it's like, that should be fun.
Yeah. Oh, God, Mama Wolf in public. Yeah. Who would you rather take out in public, your mum or me? Who would be less problematic? Yeah.
Well, you. But the thing is, it's more the challenge of I've arranged prisoner transport.
Oh, right, yeah.
She calls it.
Yeah.
It's just making sure she's actually, up and ready by the time the prisoner transport turns up.
Yeah, but last time she surprised you. She was there, wasn't she? Ready.
Barely. Just about. But it's like, to the point where I have to get her up at 9 o'clock in the morning to be ready for like 1:45 pickup.
Yeah. Bless her heart. Just mute me microphone whilst I blow me bugle 2 secs.
There you go. Parpage is occurring. So yeah, this chipping may look a bit OTT and weird at this stage, but once obviously I've got all the other colours in the middle of them and I've weathered it back with the oils and everything else, all this bright, like disease-laden chips that look like measles or something, they'll all go away. They'll all fade away.
Bigly dose of chicken pox. Yeah.
Yeah, all this hard work will just vanish completely.
Yeah.
And I always get to the point where I think I've done too much. It looks terrible, but then I have to remember it all disappears slowly. I just forget that bit every time. I always try to do restrained chipping, and it somehow never happens.
No, because that's the word, isn't it? Restrained, us two, and restrained.
I'm not going to go. I'm just going to go for panel edges. There you go. Everything.
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it, when we try that?
No.
Retro says, oh, yeah, yet another more different truck. That's why I might have cement in it. Yeah, but it's photos you can take for weathering references, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. Just think, if that truck and that hole wasn't there, you'd be working on some evil Jaguar electric system from circa 1983.
Yeah.
Which is terrible for you as an American because you're not British in a shed with a cup of tea and curly whirly high tower engineer hair, as we said in the chat. Just
think, mate, it could be that rather annoying, inaccessible bolt on the back of that carburetor.
Yeah, because you don't have a 3/4 inch left-handed Bisley wrench.
You could get out with a crow's beak spanner, but yeah.
Yeah. Again, you're not British and in a shed, so.
Yeah.
I was joking that it's designed by British engineers in a shed, so that's the only people that can fix them.
Yeah.
I tried to come up with the name of a particularly British-sounding tool, and a sort of left-canted Bisley wrench was the best I could get.
Yeah. Whitworth spanners and sockets, mate. Man's best friend.
Yeah. It sounds kind of vintage. Yeah. Left-canted Bisley wrench.
Somewhere in my tool collection is a Whitworth socket set and spanner set, because, I am that old. As an ex-British bike owner, it was essential tools.
He has owned many ex-British bikes.
Yes. You could always tell a rider that owned a British bike because they'd always have oil pits around the bottom of the legs of their jeans. It's like, what bike you got, mate? BSA, Norton, Triumph. How did you know it was British? I see your jeans, mate. Damn it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Many a fun weekend spent stripping the covers off. It's like, oh, God. And bike.
Of the motorbike, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah.
I said it before, but I never got the motorbike thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I want a weatherproof and a roof and a cup holder and a stereo. And I understood. I could think, and I can see why people like it, but to me, it'd be like, nah, I want a comfy chair.
Yeah, it's just that exhilarating experience. I don't know what it is. It's that it's either in you or it isn't. It's not.
Yeah, you either get it or you don't.
It's not a bad thing, I mean, obviously, but it's just personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I say, you either get it or you don't.
Yeah, I miss riding more than I do driving.
Yeah.
For me, it was just that freedom, man and machine, or lady and machine, whichever way. But, it was just that freedom on the open road of, People, oh, yeah, but it's the safety. And it's like, yeah, but you can kick a bike away in a cage if it goes wrong. You've got to, So there are ways, but.
I mean, probably for me, it's just because I always saw travel as just a necessity rather than something for fun. It was always like, I've got a car because I need to get from A to B, and that's as much as I think about it.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm never going to get that kind of wanderlust biking kind of thing, am I? Because
riding a bike in the British winter was a determination thing just to prove you was hardcore. It was like, I am going to ride to work in the snow and ice just because I can.
That's just the British self-hatred and stubbornness, isn't it? Going out?
And then you would hate yourself because you're like, I'm soaking wet. My levers, it's going to take all day for the levers even to begin to become malleable enough to get them on to ride home again. But I did it.
At the end of the day, you'll never find a British person more happy than when they're given a reason to loathe themselves.
Yeah.
If we've got a valid reason to have self-loathing, then we're like happy as a pig in poop.
Yeah, we have an inner determination when it comes to winter and motorcycling. It's like, I am going to ride this bike to work and be done with it. Just so that you can say to someone else that it's just a summer rider, what's up with you? I remember in the winter riding to work. Yeah.
Mm.
But what you're not telling them is how bad an experience it actually was.
Yeah, you don't tell them that bit. No. You go for the mythological unicorns, and you don't actually tell them about the moisture and the sweat and the horribleness.
Yeah.
I remember when this was all fields.
You know, you say to people, yeah, I rode the bike from London to Scotland. What you're not telling them is you got off like John Wayne, who had, you know, you had a backside like that baboon from David Attenborough. You don't tell them that.
You had 6 months of arrogant piles to deal with.
Cramping your leg on the way up. It's like,
And you're walking around constantly feeling like there's a vibration going on between your legs.
I can always remember I was an avid when I first started riding. I used to wear one of the little bullet helmets, you know, the ones with the 1960s goggles.
Yeah.
And I was adamant, I am not going to get one of these namby-pamby full-faced helmets because I'm an hardcore biker. Yeah, you wait until a blue bottle hits the back of your throat at 70 mile an hour. You soon think I'm going to get a full-faced helmet. Because I made the mistake of pulling the rag down from my face to wipe me gob as the blue bottle went in. It's like...
Oof. Or, in fact, anywhere on your face because it's like being hit by a paintball pellet.
You look like you had living acne because stuck to your face was every single blue bottle between London and Birmingham. It's like,
horsefly, beetle, crane fly, anything.
All stuck to your teeth. It's like... rubbish to that. Yeah,
because the logic is basically, okay, you could be hard and don't do that, but then there's a reason they invented windscreens.
Well, yeah, you used to pull your rag up over your chops to try to stop it, and it's like, well, if I'm going to all of that, I might as well just put a full-face can on my head, you know?
Yeah.
So, I went and got my first full-face lid and never looked back.
It's like, no, I want something to smash into my face at 90 miles an hour. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I want the experience. It's like me, the one time I've been paintballing, they were like, right, you can have just this armour that goes over your crotch.
Yeah.
And an open face helmet, or you can have the full body armour and full. I'm like, I want everything. I want shields.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I was a big wuss. I was a big wuss.
Yeah, it was one of them. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
H was over the moon when I stopped riding.
Yeah. I think I also know that I'm far too incompetent to have actually effectively motorbiked anyway. I would have been dead by now just through dumbness.
I would pay money to see you come down the road riding a bike like Miss Daisy. I could just imagine it, mate.
I mean, I probably enjoy it, but it's just in terms of my entire thing of travelling is to get from A to B. I don't have a joy of travelling, so I wouldn't ride a bike to ride a bike. I'd ride a bike to get from A to B, and then it's like, well, I'd rather just sit in a car.
Oh, mate, you would have the most or the best pair of chicken strip motorcycle tyres in the world, mate.
Yeah. I went on a moped once.
Yeah.
On a field.
I could just imagine it be like, yeah, here he comes. I'd be like, brilliant.
I'd be like that.
Honestly, you'd be like Olive from On the Buses.
I'd be like that kid when he's got his front wheel going like that when he's first learning to ride a bike and his front wheel's left and right all over the place.
Oh, mate, I'd pay money to see that.
Yeah, but you'd have to sacrifice a motorbike because I'd bail.
It would be. Yeah, honestly, it would be worth it, mate.
I do sometimes think I'd love to have a little moped just to potter out to the shops and stuff.
Yes.
It's like Mama Wolf Papa Wolf bought Mama Wolf a moped many, many years ago, just, for whatever reason. And she used it once and was like, I'm never using it again because every time a car goes past, I'm all over the shop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to die. My brother used to potter around on it, but... So sometimes I look at photographs of these modern yet retro looking mopeds, and I think, you know what, I could quite actually go for a moped. But then I'd just fall off it and die.
Yeah, I think now, especially around London, it's not a motorcycle rider's city. There's so many idiots, both in cars and on bikes. You know, I'm not saying every motorcycle rider rides correctly, because we've got it here. We get them doing the road racing, and
I wouldn't even be comfortable driving a car around London, never mind riding a motorbike.
Yeah, it's sometimes you question the sanity of them, but they're having a purge on it at the moment because it's getting so dangerous now.
Yeah.
You know, and we had an unwritten rule here that the Rozzers had, which was, you know, stay within the confines of the strip, which is like a 2 mile long strip we've got where the leisure park is, where they parade all their cars and do burnouts. But now that they're gunning around the ring road, having road races, they're like, we will impound your cars and crush them, and they're pretty hot on it at the moment.
Well, I mean, rightly so, because it's just stupid dangerous. I mean, I suppose it'd be nice if there was somewhere they could go and do that safely, because then you give people the option of doing little road races on a strip.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got the 2 mile strip. At the leisure park, you know, but they seem to want to race the ring road, which is very similar to the M25. It goes all the way round the outskirts of Basingstoke. Yeah. And then you've got the big roundabout interchanges. And, of course, you'll be sat there and all of a sudden, you know, you hear a gaggle of bikes coming along, you know. And they don't care. They really don't care. They just,
If the authority was up to speed, they'd be like, well, hang on, we're wasting all this police time chasing these guys down. Why don't we just invest in a big, like, bike and car track that they can pay a bit of money to come in, pay, like, you know, a little tiny bit of money. They can race around it all day they want, and then they're not doing it on the public highway.
Oh, you've got Thruxton Racetrack about 30 miles from here, mate. So,
Yeah, well, I think some are more low-key than that, literally just like some crappy little strip. That costs the council minimum, and they can pay minimum to get in, like a local park, but for bikes and cars, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. So, it's a little bit. Yeah.
People are dumb, basically, is what we're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. Well, I've done my chippity sponging.
Oh, proud of you, soldier.
We're just coming up to finishing time, aren't we? So.
Yes, we're not far off of it, actually. I didn't realise that, yes.
Yes. So right now it looks like it's been covered in spider webs and bird poop. But that's thoroughly intentional, because all that will go away. All that will go away.
Not some of it, but all of it.
Yes, but next week I shall begin on painting the smaller chips within. And for that, I shall use perhaps... Let's have a look, where is it? I shall perhaps use the Godhand Brushwork Short Grip Sharp Point Extra Fine, which is a short grip for getting into tight places. Or I might use, if I can find it... That's not it.
I'll look at him showing off with all his Godhand stuff.
I've got another one somewhere. It's the Brushwork Pro Liner. Long bristle contains enough ink for long line. It's really for lines, but you could use it for chipping.
Absolutely.
They do actually have some chipping brushes, but I haven't got any of those. I might use them. Godhand. Now available in the eModels store, emodels.co.uk. Your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. How many needs, Colin?
All of them. You mean to say they left something out of your Godhand delivery? Oh, mate, I'm welling up for you now.
Yeah, just some of the basic stuff.
Oh, James and Pete, you've let Box down now. I hope you feel guilty.
Didn't get the whole range. Yeah, I wasn't going to get the whole range. So, yes.
Oh,
now, how are you getting on with yours, Spud? But
I'm getting on all right, mate. I will show you imminently. I just wanted to clean my brush, mate.
That's a very dirty bottom.
It is a dirty, scuzzy, smelly, dirty, disgusting, streaky bottom.
Let me go and get some water for me cleaning brush. And I'll clean
but yeah, we've got a bit of no worries, mate. God. Right, start again. Yeah, we've got some different coloured tracks going on, ready for the track wash. A very, very streaky bottom that will get washed back and dry brushed as well. But I wanted to get some dirty, muddy terrain going along. And that's pretty much all I've done tonight. Not a massive amount. I painted the ends of me smoke cannons. Little bits of that. But I've wanted to get the bases of me tracks done. And then I can put the wash on. Shut up. Put the wash on, and then I can dry brush back some of the edges just to give it that I've been along the road, and then I shall go over it again then with the super sexy graphite pencil, because why not? You've got to have a graphite pencil in your armoury, folks. So you've got to have one of them. So that'll be coming out just to re-embellish the edges of some of the tracks. And then got the same to do on the defensive pins there, or claws on the edge of the armour. And then it's going to be going over and doing some more washes and detail painting. I want to go around and do the back end, get that all done.
Yeah.
And then it'll be pigments and rust streaking, and so a fair bit to go. And then obviously there'll be the gun to finish, the dudes to finish or start even. So I've got them to paint. So yeah, coming along okay. I'm happy.
I just went all the way into the room to get warm water to clean my brushes and got my brush soap out. What have I been painting with tonight? A sponge.
Sponge. But you can clean your sponge so you can recycle it.
It's in the bin now.
So you see, I'm that tight. I actually wash me sponges out, because why not?
I probably should do. I've got enough bits of sponge. But
we've all got bottles and bottles of cleaning solutions.
Sponge.
Yeah. So I tend to clean them and reuse the sponges, because why not?
Gentlemen, reuse your sponges.
Absolutely. The most important thing, bit of raggy.
Mine's been parked under a tree with the birds at the moment.
So yeah, that's where I'm at with mine. So yeah, I'm happy. Happy days.
Yours is looking rather fabulous, darling.
I'm beginning to fall in love with it. You know, it had that little bit at the beginning where, as you know, it goes off kilter, doesn't it? But
and you go, oh!
It's coming along. It's coming along. It survives the 2-foot test. That's how I see it.
I put a dirty big paint chip where I broke that decal off, so that'll have a rusty colour in the middle of it. Good man. It'll all start to come together.
So yes, folks, that's where we are. So without further ado, massive thanks for coming in and tuning in. Don't forget, if you want to grab these, the link is in the description below, so you can grab yourself a Baneblade and build along with us. Obviously, if you're after your God Hand stuff, obviously look them up. Just go in, type in the search bar, God Hand. Bang, and there they are, and you've got all kinds of stuff. We've got the nippers. I'll be filming a review on them this week, hopefully. So I'll be doing a review on them, because I shall be starting to film the tank. So I've got some brushes. Yeah, I'll use the tank bits. Yeah, I'll use the tank bits. Yes, someone got a big box of God Hands because he's the favourite. Yes, but so we'll be filming them. So keep an eye out for all of them videos. Show off Arc at MC. And so hit them up. Go and have a looky-loo at the website. Go and have a looky-loo at what's new in this week. They've got the new to be a Fireblade in, folks. Oh, makes like noises.
What scale is that? Is that
1/12, mate? 1/12 scale. It's the anniversary.
Is it the bigly complicated one, or the
I did the CBR Fireblade in the red and blue. It's basically the 30th anniversary of that bike.
Very nice.
So it's a special livery. A special livery. So on that note, we'll love and leave you. Keep an eye out for Foxy's God Hand videos, because he's got to do them, because
I've got a lot to do.
He may show off, and we'll see you on the next one, folks. Bye-bye for now. Take care, folks. Ta-la.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.